What does God actually like is another question we see a lot. What is he like?
A big question that people ask, what is God like? And I guess I would start by saying, people have varying opinions about what God is like. Um, you just would ask somebody, do you believe in God and what is he like? You would get so many different answers, but you can kind of boil them down into the way they think about God based on how they describe him, right? Again, there's the cosmic vending machine God, the God whose sole purpose of existing is to give you whatever you want, to take care of you, to shield you from any harm, to make your life better and easier. I don't think that's correct. Then there is this God who is indifferent, like some big cosmic amorphous blob out there in the universe who cares very little for the things he created and doesn't care whether you live or die. I also think that's incorrect. No, that's not it. Then you can have the mean God, which people often point to, like, why did God allow this to happen or that to happen? And they kind of picture him as this big, vengeful, smiting God up there with, I don't know, arrows or lightning bolts just waiting to get somebody. I don't see God like that. But I also think there is one other God, which is this composite God. This is probably the one I see the most often in my discussions with people, and it, like, they're pulling together a God from this, a little bit from this religion, a little bit from that, because they're just creating their own God. They're manufacturing a God that they can live with and that they think would be happy with who they are. And that makes it easy. If the God you create is just fine with you the way you are, then you really don't have to do anything. And I think that, yeah, that also is not true. But we did just finish a great series called Meet God, where we got to spend a lot of time talking about God. And I would encourage people to listen to that. But tell me what you would say if I asked you the question, based on our long discussion, what do you think God is like?
Yeah, so it's a simple question with you can give a very simple answer. I think God is loving and caring, powerful. What is he like beyond that is, as you just started to have a very long conversation, right? And I think that humans, our vision of him is always in conflict because it's so easy to create a God that we want or a God in our image instead of
Right.
reverse that. Right? Why does somebody do what you just said, this composite God, which I think is a great way to think about, especially American culture, of what do? We take pieces and we mix and match them together, and we kind of take a little bit of Santa Claus and a little bit of Buddha and a little bit of Gandhi, and oh look, we got Jesus, right? And he's not like that at all. Now, part of it's we're just grabbing for things we understand because God is hard to understand, which is frustrating for me, and it doesn't work he doesn't work the way we want him to work. Now, what does that mean? It just means that I may not understand a lot, right? I may not fully at this point in my life understand what God is like. But I understand pieces, right? I understand actually big chunks of it. He is loving. He is caring. He does want a relationship with us. As you looked through our series Meet God, he literally moved heaven and earth to have a relationship with us. He created us. We're the crown of his creation, or the jewel in the crown. I forget exactly the language there. And we are created in his image, not him in our image, right? And so he does have a bigger picture in mind with us, and he's taking us there, and it doesn't
Right.
make sense to us, and I don't understand why, but that is the way that it is.
Come
But we have some
on,
questions
you
coming up.
understand. You understand why? Like, because we're walking through the journey. You can see the big problem, the fall in the big fall in the Garden of Eden, and now how does God repair the relationship? That's the big question. How does he do it?
Yeah, the question from there is why aren't we fully repaired, right? And then there's that's a big question. And also we've got some of this coming up in our series. I don't know if I want to rob all of our thunder right now, right?
Okay. You mean in the next few questions?
Next few questions and even the next couple episodes, right?
Yeah, well, yes, okay, you're right. But I guess I would say that to add to your thoughts about God, I think of him as incredibly loyal to his creation. I think about him as a creator who continues to create. He's always acting in our best interest. He's he acts with perfect justice. He wants restoration for people. He keeps his creation from becoming extinct. He is working with very flawed individuals because of the nature of free will, which he gave us. And so, therefore, this is not an easy job. Just as anybody who's a parent knows it's not easy having children, we can just, times that times bazillion, and that's what God,
Right.
the job God has to do. Yeah, I think he's a great God. I'm so blessed to be having him as my God, as my King, as my Creator. I'm so grateful. So I think of him as a wonderful God, beautiful God,
I love that. I
fantastic.
love that. I think that's
Yeah.
a great thought there. So we know that I think this tees up another question. I'm gonna skip around in our order a little bit, Sandy. So I believe what you said is 100% true. He's a great God. He's a loving God. He's a caring God. He has our best interests in heart. I believe 100% of that.